Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm Adrian, and if you're new to uh, this channel is about helping people who are currently in a corporate role start their own business, maybe a side business first, and maybe go down the entrepreneurial route, because that's basically my story, my journey. And in this video, which is the second, I'm gonna talk about my story from corporate worker to becoming an entrepreneur and running my own profitable business. So, to give you some background, I have a degree in sort of a combined degree, IT and business. Spent a year studying in the US also, and then started my first job in a global manufacturing company in Switzerland in the IT department. And I really enjoyed my work. I got very good feedback. I rose to higher level positions and got paid very well. I really loved it. And I sort of, continued that career path in IT in an enterprise environment. Um, Moved to another company in Germany in 2012 to become a project manager. So the first time leading large-scale IT implementations, and that's what I did for a couple of years. And I really loved my job. It was very, lots of responsibility, a lot of pressure, tight deadlines, incredibly demanding environment with global teams that I was managing, lots of traveling, complex requirements, but it was really a way to, a great challenge, and I grew immensely in this role, and probably it also helped me further down than becoming an entrepreneur. Long story short, I never imagined of one day having my own business and sitting at home recording a video and talking about what I'm doing. It was always a something that I couldn't envision myself doing that. Nobody in my family had ever uh, run a business, or have been involved in some way in a business environment. Not at all. My family are teachers. So it was always a distant dream, we could say, and I thought it's always other people who are who manage to become entrepreneurs and run their own businesses. So I read, like probably most of you, I read business books. I followed the successful people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates or whoever, and found that always incredibly inspiring. But it seems so far away, far out of reach. So what happened? While I loved my job, the actual work of a project manager, I started to lose the enthusiasm about working in a corporate environment and working in a company. Just the inertia, the slow progress, the lots of I mean, basically, you spend so much time on stuff which is not related to the actual job that you're hired for, but it's like lots of bureaucracy, lots of politics, which is fun for a while, but then you just lose your passion for what you're doing, because so many roadblocks, so many hurdles, and lack of alignment, all the problems that you have in a large organization. And so I had been experimenting, and I had been building websites before. I found the online business space very interesting. And I started building a couple of websites on the side, where I promoted products. So I got into a so-called affiliate marketing space, earning commissions via Amazon. Not that I was, particularly enthusiastic about it, but I liked the work. I like to, write helpful articles, researching topics, becoming an expert in a new area. So I had a pretty popular website about home security systems, and I did interviews with experts, with other businesses, customers. I loved immersing myself in a topic which was unrelated to my normal job. So, and these websites started to grow, and I started making a little bit of money, and over time it grew to a nice amount, but not that I could have lived from that. So, and then at some stage when I had completed all my uh, really fun projects, sort of the pipeline was slowing down, or we had didn't have that many new projects anymore. I became really frustrated because I was like doing the, doing the work of two people actually, because you have to cover for those people who are not so committed to work, not so efficient. So, and I had always been very um, I always gave my best, and I was very focused on the actual work instead of thinking about my own needs, which was okay, and I got really good results. But then it became so uh, frustrating, my situation, because I also you start passing the age of 30, and you wonder, is that are you gonna work like that for the rest of your life? um, Hopefully not. I want to do something, and I had been building these websites on the side, making money. So I instead of quitting immediately, which was I would have liked to quit, and that was actually my initial um, plan. But then I talked to my boss, and he said like, okay, take a sabbatical, and um, do something else for a couple of months, and then if you want, you can always come back, and if not, great for you. So that's what I did. I took a 7 month sabbatical. I traveled a lot with my wife. I worked on my business ideas. I read books. I met great people. I sort of tried to change the environment, and also try to reinvent myself, because I I was sort of in a dead end street. I didn't know how to. I had lost the passion for what I was doing. I wanted to do something new. So I had lots of time during the sabbatical. I created more websites. My revenue started to grow. I could see a good trend, but still not that I felt comfortable, fully quitting my job yet. I had also started a website where I shared the lessons that I had learned as a project manager. Uh, a blog basically. Didn't sell anything, and this was it's just an easy way for me to share my ideas, and I really enjoyed the writing process, giving helpful advice to people who were in a similar role. And so the time arrived where I had to decide: do I go back to my regular job, or do I, you know, quit forever? And I think it was around Christmas, and first I thought it's crazy to quit. I had If you really don't know yet what you're gonna do and how you're gonna make money in the long run, seemed pretty scary. But on the other hand, I understood that if I would go back to my regular job, like I would not have the time to build a business on the side. I was putting in so many hours. So I thought if I ever, want to become an entrepreneur, now it's the time to start a business. This opportunity will never come back. So in December 2017, I think, I I filed my resignation, and I quit. I had some savings, so it's not that I was like had to make money immediately. So that helped a lot, and we can talk about managing the financial side of this endeavor in another video. But that gave me sort of the comfort that I had some cushion to live off for a while, and then hopefully start making more money. So I quit in December 2017. Continued working on my website. It didn't go as my revenue didn't grow as quickly as I had hoped. You start to you make these projections, like if I do this, it's making $1,000 a month. I just scale that, and I'm making $10,000 a month. It didn't go that way, because some ideas are good, some projects you work on just won't make you any money in the long run, and you close them. So first lesson learned. So now I was in this situation where I didn't want to go back to my job, because I understood I need to put in if I put in more time, and I adapt and I learn and I evaluate new business ideas, I may find something that will eventually um, be a good idea for a business that can be really monetized with enough potential. So, but and on the other hand, I needed to make money, to earn an income. We didn't have any, kids yet. It's just me and my wife, and my wife was pursuing her PhD. So what do you do if you don't want to go back to your normal job, and you want to stay independent, but you need income quickly? So I started to work as an independent project manager first. I managed a project for a company, again in IT, and that was for I think 6 months. So next project, you have to keep looking for I wouldn't say easy ways, but you need to monetize the skills that you currently have. So what you did in your corporate job, basically. In my case, project management was quite intense. It's not that you can manage a project and then do something, side project. It's a very intense environment. So I had another idea. I really enjoyed the process of writing, because I found it's also helped me, clear my thoughts, and really seemed like a tremendous skill to build to develop further. So because I had that background in the enterprise IT environment, and I enjoyed writing, I figured, why not become a copywriter or a business writer for companies in the IT space? So that became my next project, the next business that I started. So what did I do? And I didn't want to become like a writer earning a couple of cents per word. Like, wouldn't make sense. I wanted to make good money, so I reached out to companies in the IT space. So IT service providers, software companies, implementation companies, with especially those. So I was coming from an SAP background. If you know, SAP is an enterprise business management software. So that allowed me to present myself as a competent and credible business writer to these companies, because I had actual experience with that in that environment. I came from a corporate world, and I had writing experience. Now initially I had to I did a few very cheap, not so well paid projects, just to gain some first, feedback and some results that I could show to other potential clients. And I set up a website with, I got testimonials, all that. And I was able to scale that pretty quickly to a very nice amount. Um, I think in total I contacted 1,000 companies, and that that this way I found I came in contact with a few great companies who became ongoing clients and always contacted me for new projects. So one of the things I would do is I would write white papers, and a white paper, you easily get paid like 4,000, 5,000 or more dollars for such a project, because it has such a value also for those businesses. I really enjoyed that because I was independent. I didn't have to go back to my normal job, and I could make a good income. And it was a great way to learn, being responsible for yourself, for your business, selling, promoting yourself, writing offers, writing invoices, all the stuff that I had never done before, or that you never do as an entrepreneur, as a corporate worker. And in the end, I had really a handful of very good clients that I loved working with, and they paid well. It was just a great time. On the side, I was still working on my project management website, writing blog articles. I started building an email list. I had done a course which taught me how to do all that and how to, understand people's expectations, needs, and create content that really appealed to my audience. So I kept doing that, but I wasn't making money in that educational space yet. So I was doing a couple of things on the side. At one stage, I think I had 3 businesses, each making me money, and with the writing business, my main business. And so at one stage, I started to, so I had offered free downloadable products for my project management website. At one stage, once I had enough, traffic and a large enough audience, I started, let's try selling some of the stuff that I have currently been offering for free, because it was really, it was really valuable stuff that I had built myself, like Excel templates and ebooks. I had written a couple of ebooks. So, and I still remember that time in 2020 where I pulled the trigger and I started to get people to pay for those products. And overnight, I was making money. It was like I saw next morning I logged into my computer and I saw the first orders. I was like, wow, it's actually working. And this was an incredible moment, because you need to have those small successes, small wins that will motivate you to continue to pursuing that project, and then growing it into something more successful. So now also my project management business was turning in revenue. I did my writing work. I could travel. I mean, before the pandemic started, we traveled to Australia and to Asia with our newborn baby, and I was working from there. It's not easy. Like, it's not like you can relax on the beach all the time. If you get a new project as a freelancer, as a writer, you don't postpone it. Like, you usually start working on it, because you never know when you get the next project, and you need that income, right? So then how did my journey continue? Basically, at one stage I then quit my writing business. I terminated my writing business, which was not an easy decision because I had built up those relationships. Um, but now I understood that if I want to grow my project management training business, I really need to focus on that because my availability was also now reduced because we had a kid, so I had to help out with in the family. Um, so then I focused entirely on building my training business, and that's what I've been doing for the past years, creating more products, creating articles, growing my audience, and after I think 5 years, it it turned in so much revenue that it was like a good full-time income. It was not planned, I had started this website as a free blog, and I had done some testing at the beginning to see if people were actually willing to buy for educational material and project management, and that I got some positive feedback, but it was not the plan to turn that into the main business. So, but as my website got so much attention now, people shared great feedback. So they loved the advice, the practical advice that I shared around project management. I knew I was onto something, and if I would just grow that and continue serving people in the best possible way, I could really turn this into a successful, profitable business. Well, that's my main business now, and so it's been already, I'm recording this video in 2024. It's been 7 years since I've been independent, since I quit my job. And it's crazy, I never thought about being able, having the skill or the courage to quit my job. But it's possible. One thing that I have to say is, had I not gone through this crisis in my job, that I didn't, I hate going to work, then I probably would not have ended up as an entrepreneur and having my own business, because I wouldn't have had the conviction and the energy to go through to put in all the work. Remember, I was growing these businesses on the side while I was still in as an active project manager. So this crisis, like this professional crisis, ended up paying off very well for me. And I think it's, to this day, I always think, these challenging moments are really, they can provide you the clarity and the drive that you need to make something happen, such as building your own business or side business. Well, what else? I'm gonna dive into more topics in the upcoming videos, but I wanted to give you a quick tour through my journey. You see, I don't have a fancy studio, I don't have a dedicated microphone or super lighting. I just wanted to record those stories and those lessons for you, because I remember what helped me the most, what kept me going, what motivated me to go down the entrepreneurial route, was really to hear stories see or hear stories from people with a similar background, with a similar level, and understanding that they became successful, they managed to start their own business, so maybe I could accomplish the same. So it's really a way I want to motivate you, I want to encourage you not to take not well considered decisions and start some random idea and immediately quit your job or commit a lot of money to it. I never did that. My businesses never required a lot of capital. It was just the time. But I want to give you the good advice and the encouragement and tips for you to evaluate possible options, possible businesses you could start based on your background. So I have a background in IT, where I spent some time in finance. You may be working in, I don't know, sales or marketing or purchasing, whatever. Whatever you have done, like whatever your background is, there's there are things you can, you can leverage those skills. And you may think, okay, it's not that I want to do the same thing now that I've been doing in my corporate job. I don't want to do this as an entrepreneur. I want to do something new. I totally get that. But if your goal is primarily to become independent, to manage your time yourself, to not having to report to a boss or so, like, I assume that's what most of you want. That's what I wanted. So what was I going to say? I don't remember. um, well, I want to encourage you, and I want to help you, find good ideas or arrive at some first projects that you can test. And maybe it's not gonna be your first idea or your second or your third that's gonna be profitable. That doesn't matter. You have to keep going, keep testing, just as I did, And the journey doesn't have to be, or it's never as straight, as linear as we hope it will be. It can be really messy sometimes. It can be challenging, and I had lots of difficult moments because I had to learn all this myself, dealing with clients, and how do you find a good client? How do you spot bad clients? Because bad clients are a pain in the neck. So I can tell lots of stories, and I will do so in the next videos. So I hope you found that inspiring and helpful. And if you are interested in starting becoming independent, starting a side business, coming from a corporate background and leveraging your skills, then you're on the right channel, and I'm happy to guide you further. So my name is Adrian, and leave your comments below the video, or any questions you have, what I should cover in the next video. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna go back to work. Take care. Bye bye.